Lemont Unlocked at a place that I've been waiting to go to since, well, before I even got this podcast. And we might bring that up with Jonathan Cowan. We're at Wooden Paddle. How are you, Jonathan?
I'm great. How are you today, Chris?
I'm good. Tess, you know this. The listeners need to be reminded. I want to make sure that they know every episode of this podcast available on all podcast players. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. YouTube is getting, like, big views right now for it. And anywhere you can go, you can subscribe, and you can go to LemontDowntown.com/unlock to learn about the podcast, get every episode, learn about some of the restaurants like this one. Now, I mentioned I've been trying to get in here since before. You brought it up to me. I completely forgot. I used to do a show called Southside Pod a few years back, and you were one of the many places across the entire southwest suburbs that I really wanted to get into. We could never make it happen. So I'm excited I'm finally here.
Well, I'll just say that I brought that up because I was like, I hope Chris doesn't have hard feelings against me after how many times I blew you off. So I apologize again on the record too. And but yeah, I'm thrilled to have you in here today and thrilled to connect. It's gonna be cool.
You're only going to know if I'm upset if you're in focus or out of focus in the interview. That's the only way. So why Lemont? I mean, we've been asking this right off the bat with people. Why pick Lemont to open up a pizza place, even though I'm sure it's more than just a pizza place?
Yeah, well, our foundation is pizza, so you're right with that. Absolutely. Over the years, we've tried to add other things, but why Lemont? I've had a long journey before Lemont. I owned a restaurant for about 9 years before that. I had a 5-year-long little slice, hole-in-the-wall type pizzeria in Orland Park. And in 10 days, I shut that place down to create Wooden Paddle with my wife, Brianna, in 2013. We ran our restaurant there, Wooden Paddle, from 2013 to 2017. Then we had a landlord dispute at that point, and we knew we wanted to take landlords out of the picture and buy our own building. So we looked on LoopNet, found 2 spots in Tinley Park on Oak Park Avenue, and the throwaway, just a third option, was Lemont. Never even been here before.
This was the throwaway.
It was, absolutely, at the time. It was mid-2017, and but gosh, I'm so happy I stumbled upon this place, because it's, especially now, I look really smart, because this place has blown up ever since we opened. We've been so lucky to ride the wave here.
Yeah, I remember when you announced that you were opening up in Lemont, my husband and I were counting down. We were like, when can we get in? And we are just so happy to have you here.
Did you eat here before?
Oh, have
you had it in Tinley before they came here?
No, we didn't have it until it was in Lemont, and I'm lucky enough to now call John and be friends. So much so that Jonathan was able to actually help me get Folklore off the ground one night with setting up my POS. So
a lot of experience struggling with point-of-sale systems, so yeah, I was ready for that.
And honestly, I feel like half the battle of owning a business is trying to figure out something in the moment, but Jonathan and Bree have always been just super helpful for us and a big part of the community, so I know Lemont loves you. One of my favorite things that you do within the community is your menu tastings. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So every quarter, going back about 2 or 3 years now, we've been doing these parties, and our thing is how do we keep Wooden Paddle fresh? How can we earn more visits from the people who frequent us? And it was okay, we can bring out 6 to 8 new menu items, a new drink menu every quarter. I know that sounds like a lot of restaurants do something like that, but when you actually get down into it, it's a lot of work. It's hard to do. But it's become a thing. We do a party here every quarter where the Chef Juan, who's here today, he comes out and he actually speaks and shows, how he came up with all these dishes and stuff like that for each quarter. And we always do it themed. So we've done themes on movies, like Project X was a party movie from the mid-2000s that we kind of emulated something. We actually set up with the Lemont Police Department to have a police officer bust up our party. And one of the funniest things about that was my good friend, Janelle will be mad at me for saying this, but I just remember Janelle is a trustee in Lemont, and she was sitting at one of our parties when the cop came in, Officer Ralph, and she looks at me, she's like, I cannot believe the police are coming into your restaurant right now. And I was like, no, it's okay.
It was good. This is planned.
She had my back, man. It was pretty cool.
Amazing.
But, so it's just cool. I love Lemont because we just have such a good community feel. Like, the business owners know each other. We support each other. One of the big things I wanted to show you when you were opening up, especially with Bree and me, I know we came in like every day
yes.
when you first opened, because we've done it. We've opened a few things where it feels so good when somebody was like there to support you in this time where your brain, you probably don't even remember that time. It was probably such chaos.
I blacked it out on
100%.
purpose.
But just having that little push from people who've been there already, that's what we want. Hopefully you pass it on to the next places that open up. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you were a huge, mentor figure for sure. So I really appreciate it. I do want to take a second to brag, if that's okay, Chris.
Yeah, sure. Then can we get to the drinks? Because I'm thirsty. Okay, this is the longest we've gone in an interview without me eating ice cream or drinking booze or eating food. It's been like 4 minutes and I haven't put anything in my mouth yet.
I promise it is a quick brag.
Basically, I'm a windbag. Awesome. Great to hear.
So at one of the menu tasting parties, it was office themed, and I came dressed as Prison Mike. I won Best Dress that night. So these menu parties are more than just a party.
And you got a trophy.
I got a trophy. It's at Folklore right now. So you have to go to one of these parties. They're so fun.
I mean, that was a brag. I don't know if it was a humble brag. But it was definitely
I never said humble. Wait, did I? It's on the record.
Let's try some of these. We'll look at the ones in the back row first, because you brought out way too much, but we're going to drink it. Can you take me through?
Actually, there's a reason for me bringing out 5 drinks.
Yeah.
I have a restaurant in LaGrange that we just opened up. I would have brought out 3 for 3 people, but it's Lemont. You bring out more drinks in Lemont. That's just how it goes.
That's how it goes.
It's something that's been mentioned on this show a few times. We'll start at the one closest to test, because it's purple, and that's weird to me. What is this?
That's our Ube Mai Tai, and I'm going to be a horrible restaurant owner, but I'm going to get the menu just to make sure I don't screw this up. But yeah, the Ube Mai Tai, it's delicious. Just go on our website. We don't need to get into all these things too deeply. It's a Mai Tai with ube, which is
beautiful.
Delicious.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. It's purple. One of the big things, how we got into alcohol. I never owned a restaurant that had alcohol before Wooden Paddle here in Lemont. 9 years of running places with no alcohol. So I wanted to get in. I found a world class, actually won a North American award for mixology, and his name is Michael Page. And he brought us in the alchemy room with Breakthrough Beverage. And I said, Michael, can you just treat me like I'm an alien who came down, has never experienced alcohol, but I want to open up a restaurant that has a world-class mixology program. And he's like, oh, finally, not like a dive bar bartender who knows everything, So I was like, he just said, basically, it's using fresh citrus. So we press all of our citrus fresh here, make your syrups in-house, and measure everything every time. Make sure that drink's consistent for everybody. And it's really a science project. So when we're putting together a menu, we had some amazing mixologists throughout Wooden Paddle's company to come up with this most recent menu for this quarter. But they did an awesome job of coming up with beautiful color. You got purple, you got a nice red, you got some lighter ones, but you want it to be pretty together. We're in an Instagram age, so it should be pretty and taste delicious.
The red one also a Mai Tai?
That is the Flores Guava. It's a tequila drink, and my kids watch the Flores Lava on Netflix all the time, so we had a Flores Guava.
And this one has a good name too in the wine glass.
Oh gosh, you're putting me on the spot now. Holy cow.
He knew we were going to talk about them, right?
Yes.
He knew we were going to talk about them, right?
No, you're not.
Is this flirting? So
here's flirting, right? That's why I pointed out, because I thought it was a cool name.
So my job is pretty cool in this company. Every quarter, the mixologists get together, and sometimes I'm hard to wrangle down on time. So they will put together a tasting event, and like when I came to the Lemont location for their tasting, they had 15 cocktails I had to try just by myself. And
oof.
I'm not as good as some people just doing the little straw test. I kind of had too many, but it's a really cool job.
Okay, so which one do you want to try, Tess? What do you want?
I want this ube one.
You want the purple one?
It's beautiful.
Awesome, because I love tequila. All right, you dive into yours first.
Right.
Let me know here what you got.
I'm doing the Fire and Ice, and this drink's back on the menu. It's an original drink, but Manus McClafferty was beating me up every time. John, no Fire and Ice anymore, like this and that. And I was like, well, we better get it back on for Manus, So
This tastes exactly like a purple sweet tart. It is phenomenal.
This thing's dangerous because I know there's tequila in it, and this one is going to have me on the floor, which will be fun. Let's
film it. Content.
There's one more drink that we had besides the one you just described. It's this one here with a tooth. It looks like a sword through some sort of garnish, and we're gonna what?
That's Cucumber. I hardly know her.
Okay. Cucumber, I hardly know her.
That's so fun. I love it.
Funny. I love
Do you know
it.
what the little speckles are in there?
Gosh, I'm
sorry, Jonathan.
We're not asking you any more questions about his
We're
drinks.
just going to drink.
We just bring out the pizza anytime now. I'm sure he knows how to talk about the pizza.
Wooden Paddle's a moron.
No.
Awesome. I think it might be lychee syrup in there, possibly.
Ooh.
I'm not totally sure about it.
Okay.
So here's the thing. It doesn't matter if he doesn't know all the details, because they're good.
Does
Yes.
it taste good?
That's
tastes really
all
good.
that
My
matters.
job as an owner of a business is to assemble a team that can do great things. Because, at this point, we've been lucky over the years. We've been supported so much. Wooden Paddle is 12 years old now, and we have, a restaurant here, a restaurant in LaGrange. We have a warehouse on New Avenue in Lemont where we do all of our caterings from. We cater over 100 weddings a year. So if it was just me doing everything, this would just be a disaster. So we have to have great team members, and we do.
You talk about building your team. I want to go back to something that Tessa was bringing up. I think that's really interesting when one business helps another business, especially when they're new. Because I've been in areas. We mentioned the fact that I did a podcast that covered the whole South Side before I started doing Lemont Unlocked. Not everybody's like that. There's a competitiveness sometimes. Even though you're a pizza place and she's a coffee place, I wouldn't have been shocked if somebody said, yeah, good luck, because you're trying to get every customer you can. So speak a little bit about why it's important for you to help each other.
I have really big thoughts on that. And it's not just business owners, too. It's actually people. Like when I came to Lemont, when I opened in 2018, I was warned, watch out for the long-time Lamonters. Like, they are going to put you through the ringer. Nobody ever makes it on that corner. Things like that. So one thing I did is I went and I got Pat Camilleri from Lemont historian. I bought her books. I read all the books. I knew the history of the town because I wanted to respect it. I don't want to just be that business just putting my flag and like, I wanted to do it legit, how I thought was legit. So I actually did have some people when we first opened up like, we'll see how you, blah, blah, what do you even know about Lemont? And I was like literally able to go through story by story. Did you know this about Lemont? And I got to the point where I knew more than them, even though they were born here. It was kind of cool,
That's very
but
cool.
I take history seriously. This building was built in 1883 here. It's seen a lot of things. It used to be 5 apartments up on the second level with 1 bathroom, which is wild to me. So you just hear weird stories about everything here.
You sure do.
Even
yeah.
like haunting stuff. I've slept here overnight. I've never experienced it, but people who work here do say it's haunted in the basement. So
Ooh.
I don't know what to say.
There's several places that believe that they're haunted along this strip.
Yeah,
along
this
strip,
entire
right?
town is haunted.
No, but
pretty
it's
much.
a strip,
yeah,
right?
Stevens Street is
right.
for sure haunted.
Yeah, it seems like every time I'm in a place on Stevens Street, they're
Yep.
haunted. Or you're all just, I don't know, there's a gas leak, but it's probably haunted.
Or we're all drinking too much.
That could be it too. So, you've got a spread here. You've done what some people that come on this show have done before. Brought way too much food out, but I'm going to love it, and I'm going to have an
That's
awful
not a
lot of fun. We've got pizza here. We've got something that looks like there's a stack of meatballs. I could be wrong. It looks like calamari. This looks like something that's filled with cheese. What should we try first? You're the restaurant owner. If I came in here for the first time, and this is actually the first time I've eaten here, what would you want me to try first?
Do you eat mushrooms or no?
I can't eat them if they're made well.
Oh, well, okay. You put me to the test right here. This is our champagne mushroom stack.
Is this thing here?
Right here, actually.
Okay.
So it's delicious. Like, this is something I order every time I'm here, basically with friends, because it's just so craveable. You just eat it. It has a nice crunch on the breading. So, we didn't give you plates, of course, but here you go.
There we go.
But there's a nice little sweet and spicy sauce on there as well, some chives as a garnish. And
Thank you.
one thing I'll say about our food here, and one thing we're really dedicated to, is making our food here. It's so easy to bring in a frozen product and drop it in a deep fryer, or bring in a dressing that's made somewhere else. But for us, like, we've been a seed oil-free restaurant for about 3 or 4 years now, and basically with that, it's really hard to make food like that these days because everything has certain ingredients in it. But when we make our own things, we can control what goes into it. So that's a big thing for me. Yeah.
Try that, Tess. I mean, the sauce
I'm so
is spicy.
excited.
The sauce is very spicy,
I
but
love
it's
spice.
good. I love the heat that's on it. And these are made well. My kid is sitting here working the camera today. Okay, 17 years old.
Right.
He's never seen me willingly eat a mushroom in his life. He's shocked that I did it, so it must be good.
And honestly, that's what I get all the time from it. I surprise people all the time who are like, I don't want to try it, but I'm going to be an adult and try it right now. And then they're like, really?
Absolutely
That's really good.
delicious. The
That's
chives
really
on there. So you don't own a pizza restaurant for 12 years without having a favorite pizza. What's your all-time
Okay.
favorite pizza?
My all-time, I have to be a truist of pizza, and I was always a pepperoni kid growing up. So we made this little pepperoni. We call it the pepperoni pizza. It's a red tomato sauce base with a little bit of fresh garlic. We use cup and char pepperoni, so when you put them in the high heat oven, they curl up, they burn on the edges, they get a little pool of oil in the middle. Then we put some fresh Parmesan on top of that pizza, and I love that pizza. It's just like classic, simple, good.
It's thin. I mean, that's New York thin right there.
And
that's difficult to do, I would think, right?
Well, and at the end of the day, people talk all the time about, like, would you not agree? Pizza is such a tribalistic thing.
Yeah.
I feel like you can go from coffee shop to coffee shop, maybe I'm wrong, and be like, yeah, I love coffee. I love this one. I love this one. With pizza, though, man, I'll tell you what. Turnabout's the only pizza I will eat. Wooden paddle suck, or the other way around, or whatever. And Tim and I are friends who own Turnabout. We're cool. We always share a glass of wine together, you know. And we like each other's things. So I think people should relax a little bit on the whole debate of pizza. Just eat good things. If you're from Chicago and you see a wood-fired oven and this isn't real pizza because that's not what you grew up on. I grew up in Chicagoland too. I felt the same way at one point. And I went to the International Pizza Expo in Las Vegas. I begrudgingly tried some of these like Neapolitan pizzas and things like that. We're not Neapolitan, but I remember eating it and being like, this is going to suck. And I was like, I guess it's okay. And then I fell in love with it at a certain point. We weren't figuring out how to do our first restaurant at the Chicago-style pizzeria place for 5 years. And we're like, we need to do something non-traditional, bring something new to the area. So that's what we did with Wooden Paddle in 2013.
Yeah, more importantly than where your pizza is from, the sauce to topping ratio is super important, and this is just hitting at all angles.
Yeah, we just try to do it the right way. You know, it is like, because if you put too much stuff on our pizza, it really sucks.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
It's not good.
There's a warning. If you come to Wooden Paddle, don't get crazy with the topping.
Yeah.
No, and that's why we put out a few pizzas. It's like, just do what we do, kind of, you know, and because if you come here and order a sausage, green pepper, mushroom, and onion pizza, I don't recommend it.
I don't think the crust could handle it because it's so thin.
It's too wet. You know, that's wet toppings. So you'll see a lot of the topping combinations we put together are more drier things. So
that's awesome. And before we move on to the next thing, speak about the crust, because I think that's always a secret to a good pizza. Do you take time working out the right crust before you even start coming up with the creation?
Yeah, absolutely. So the crust recipe is actually from 2013. I actually sat through chemistry lessons with bakers from General Mills, and they taught me about baker's percentages, how you put together these things. So our dough recipe, we have a 62% hydrate. I'm getting nerdy. 62% hydration. You know I'm passionate about this stuff a little bit. All right. But we also cold ferment it in a refrigerator for 2 to 6 days. If you're eating 4-day-old dough from our restaurant, it's the best dough we make. But it's cool. It does take more time to do it that way, but it's gotten recognition over the years. In 2016, we competed in the International Pizza Expo, and we came in 15th out of 60 in that competition. That was kind of cool. Steve Dolinsky, the Hungry Hound, came out years ago and actually put us in his Chicago pizza book. And as a non-Chicago pizza place, that was an honor to be in that book. So, you know, we have a good time with pizza.
All right, so let's move on to the next thing. Let's do this giant cheese stick. Is that what that is?
Yeah, something like that. No, Chef Juan came. He's like, I just want... how we think about food here is we want it to be approachable, because my wife and I will go out to, just like you and Justin.
We love to eat.
You love to go to nice restaurants and try wild things, though, too, as well. So do we. But not every customer is like you and me. So we have to kind of like make dishes. And we made this mistake. One of the best salads we ever had at Wooden Paddle in Lemont here, I sold 13 in one quarter. It was a big flop. And people still, one guy comes to me, he's like, that's the best salad I've ever had in my life. It was made by a Michelin star chef who we consulted at the time, because we've always been really serious about food. But what we found over the years is like, all right, so that's just a big cheese stick. We just wanted to be a very easy entry. You know, it's approachable. Same with meatballs. That's my kid's favorite dish over there. Just an approachable thing, done right. And it's the biggest honor when I have like an Italian grandmother say, I don't like anybody's meatballs, but that's a really good meatball. And I'm like, coming from an Italian grandmother, that means a lot. So.
That's got to be difficult to make just because there's so much cheese inside of it. Oh my God!
Seriously though, right? Yeah, it's a massive amount of cheese. So we wanted something shocking when you had it to the table, and hopefully get some cheese pull. You know, if you pull it apart too. So
before we get out of here, let's try these meatballs. Tell me a little bit about them.
Meatballs, one of the first appetizers we put on the menu. When Wooden Paddle started, it was just pizza, gelato, and salad. So we need to start coming up with some appetizers for the Lemont location here when we became a sit-down restaurant. And the meatballs, that's something we put on the menu. So we, it's an all-beef meatball. We bake those and get them up to temp. When we bring them out for service, we do flash fry them so they get a little crunchy texture on the outside. And some just really good tomatoes.
You can feel that. That's a good meatball.
Yeah.
Because the exterior does have a little bit of a crunch. It's a little firmer. Then you get into the inside, and then you can actually still taste the seasoning inside of it. It's not just a ball of meat. I see now why you got the compliment you got.
Oh, honored. Yeah.
No, I'm Italian, so you can just add me to the list. I'm Italian, and I've had ones made by my grandmother. We used to own an Italian restaurant, the family, so I like this meatball.
I'm glad you enjoy it. It means even more now with that backstory. Thank you.
This is a good meatball, okay? Where are you located if there's somebody who has never been to Wooden Paddle?
Absolutely. 212 Stevens Street, downtown Lemont. If you're coming in on McCarthy into the downtown, it's basically the first thing you see at the stop sign. So, it's love downtown Lemont, right, Tess?
I love downtown Lemont. You're a dangerous neighbor to have. The food is fantastic.
Yeah, and you got a great location here. We were just at the Creamery recently. They're right across the corner. They mentioned you as like it's great to have a pizza place across from an ice cream place. You got the sunset soirees going on this summer. You got the cruise nights going on. You get big crowds even during the week, and then the weekends here in Lemont are always really big. It's kind of fun over the last couple of shows to see how all these places that we've interviewed kind of interlock with each other in the downtown area and kind of feed off the different events and each other. And if you've missed any of those shows, LemontDowntown.com/unlocked or any podcast player. We have a YouTube channel as well. If you want to know about those events, go to LemontDowntown.com. And Jonathan, this is great. I think Tess and I are going to be here for a little while trying to finish all this food.
Let's do it.
It was great. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for coming out today.
Cheers.